comes a time in every artist's career when there is an occasion that is called for, a quiet, celebratory evening, diligently prepared with hours and hours of speakers, video footage, comprehensive coverage. This is not such an evening. This is an occasion just to kick back because Richard wanted to have a time with his friends and people that he liked and that liked him, and that's what this occasion is, and that's why all of you people are here. We're going to, over the course of the evening, there are a few people that are going to get up and say a few words. Nothing has been particularly prepared, and we intended to keep it that way, and that's how it is. So we were looking for somebody who could lend class to the occasion and try and keep a completely disorganised event together, and we looked high and low, and we found the only person that was worthy of this. Please welcome Mr. Paul Rodriguez.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Every time I hear somebody with an English accent, I think they're either gay or putting me on. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Welcome to the house that Richard built. This is the pad. This is it. I grew up in Compton. It's a very fine, not a very popular place. For you Caucasians that have never been in the inner city, you should visit the hub city. I grew up there, and I liked a lot of comedians, you know, when I was growing up. But for me, when I heard Pryor would talk about people that lived in my neighborhood. Pryor, you know, when he talked about Mudbone and Mojo, man, you saw these people there. And he talked about a language, I felt like we were on the inside, you know. I kept saying, nobody in Chatsworth knows what the fuck he's talking about. But we knew. I first met him right here in this room because I started out as a busboy here because Mitzi said I had a genetic gene that inclined me to do that. I was dating Rosa Lopez at the time, I remember. Before she became world famous. Bitch left me. But she'll come back. And I remember meeting him the first time, and I swear it was as close as I got. You know, I was like shaking it. It's him. I've said this before, and it's true. If I were a baseball fan, it'd be akin to meeting Babe Ruth. If I were a motorist enthusiast, and there's a word I've never used in my entire life, it'd be akin to meeting Henry Ford. He is the ladder, the rule we all measure ourselves, and most of us, all of us, fall really short of it. Pryor talks about life, he talked about things that made you think, and at the same time made you laugh. And tonight, I come not to bury Caesar, but to praise him. Ladies and gentlemen, freak you out, he's going, God damn, Chicano knows Shakespeare. You lucky bastards, all of you. Tonight you will see an arrangement, a gathering of terrific major stars in their own right, people who are close to Richard. Just before I go, another little story. I remember going to a theater in downtown Los Angeles, which was very dangerous then, and it's even more dangerous now, to see which way is up. And Richard, he's going, Joey, you don't took my woman. It's on video, get it, man. That goddamn look like I get when I watch Jeopardy. You know? But tonight, we all, you want to hurry up with that goddamn reference? You're way out of line here. But tonight, all of us who have been privileged to have met him and to have been even a small part of his life, I'm privileged to count myself as a major fan and a friend, I hope. And I'm telling you right now that everyone you'll hear tonight has intimate and wonderful stories. And I'm simply your MC, your Master Chicano, your, you know, and champion in his own right. It is my privilege to bring on a legend, man. What can I tell you? Ladies and gentlemen, please receive with a warm round of applause the one and only Mr. Rodney Dangerfield. Where is Rodney? Under the table here. All right, I'll do the Mexican Rodney. Tú sabes que, my wife, mucho feo. Nalgas grandes, la fruta es buena. Come on, Rodney, that's all I know, baby. Come on, keep up the enthusiasm. We're in for a treat. Period.
Last week I was in rough shape, you know? And last week my psychiatrist told me my wife and I should have sex every night. Now we'll never see each other. I tell you what, my wife, our relationship is always on and off. Every time I get on, she tells me to get off. Well, last night she told me she wants to have sex in the back seat of the car. I drove her and that guy around all night. No respect at all, no respect at all. That's all right. I mean, when she kisses a dog on her lips, and she won't drink from my glass. My dog, that's another one. I got a dumb dog, you know. It took me 2 years. I taught him how to sit. He forgot how to stand. We call him Egypt. Every room he leaves a pyramid. Well, last night 4 times he went in the paper. 3 times I was reading it. No laughs, just cute stuff. That's all I do. Anyway, it's a pleasure to be here for one of the greats in show business. Richard had the ability to see something so funny and then execute it just as great as he saw it. And I don't laugh too much, but one night I'm sitting home alone and watching his concert. He's doing his experiences he had with Italian bosses, you know. And I was sitting there by myself screaming because I relived my life. And anyway, I'm here because he's great. He loaned me $100 too. He's working a troubadour. I mean, I remember like 20 years ago. So I came in town and I was, anyway, he loaned me $100. One of those things. And I just came here to say that I wish him all the best, and his courage equals his talent. Thank you, sir.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Rodney Dangerfield. Keep it going for the man. If there is an equivalent to Mr. Pryor in the boxing world, it has to be Sugar Ray Leonard. Don't fuck with you, I know I should have La Jolla.
Here for one reason, and that reason is Richard Pryor. But I want to say something to everyone, something no one knows about, even the media. My first boxing coach was Richard Pryor. When I decided to make a comeback against Marvelous Marvin Hagler, my confidant was Richard Pryor. This man has taught me so much about boxing.
Honest.
Thank you, man. And God bless you. Thank you so much.
Shit, when you coming back? You look like you can still kick some ass.
Only your ass.
Uncle Ray! I'm suing his ass for everything. I'm gonna take what his other wife didn't get. That was cold? Oh, fuck. Welcome to the world, Ray. That was cold, shit. It's a cold, cold fucking world. Get on with it. A lot of you know, of course, my next person I'm going to introduce, but a lot of you might not know that actually he was part of a great comedy team with a fine comic, Mr. Tom Dreesen. It was, y'all, they were named Dreesen and Reid, Reid and Dreesen. I don't know who had the top billing there, but hey, Tim Reid. Hey, who's fucking working here? Shit, I don't want to say when and fuck with you. All right, fine. Please welcome Mr. Tim Reid.
Thank you. I've been on this stage in, I think, about 12 years. And I died up here 12 years ago and I stopped doing comedy. But, geez, I'm very pleased to be here because Richard means so much to me. And also, like Paul, Compton means so much to me. I have a summer home in Compton. But I just want to say a few things about Richard. I was with Richard, I think the day before he shot the car. I was with Richard. We did a show, the Richard Pryor show, and I was one of many people. And it's probably a part of my life that if I ever, learn to write, I will write in my book. Because it's something I will never forget. For those of you who've heard about the wonderful few weeks we did a show called The Richard Pryor Show, there should be a book published. It's unbelievable. We turned NBC upside down. They didn't know what was going on. This is the God's truth, and I'm not doing it for humor. These are facts. They had people dressed in windbreakers like you see at the department stores. You know when they always in the black neighborhoods, they have these guys at department stores. It could be 19 degrees below zero. Got to walk around with a little members only window jacket. Hi, how are you? I'm really just working here. Well, they had these people come in from NBC who sat up in the audience to see that we wouldn't do anything that they didn't want done. They just didn't understand what the hell we were doing. And Richard just was incredible. We did stuff that, it spawned a show called Saturday Night Live. That's how good it was. I've seen this man do things that a human being should not even attempt to go into in comedy and make us all laugh and cry. I was there when a strange wedding ceremony at NBC. This is a true story. One day, we were in our rehearsals. We had a little rehearsal hall right across from the Johnny Carson show. We used to rehearse with Rocco. We would rehearse before we shoot the show a couple of days later. And one day, Richard decided, because the kind of man he is, he always wanted to bring people in that meant so much to him. And the people who nurtured him in those lost years when he was up in Oakland, and just before we did an album called Craps, we call them the lost years. Him and Christ have lost years. We don't know where they are. But we do know that this Black Christ was up in Orlando. And he felt that these people should be part of his now new life. So he brought down a young lady to work on our show. She was an extra, but she had a line or two. And she got there and decided that she was the next star of Hollywood. So one day we were rehearsing in the hall, in the room, and this woman went off because she didn't have enough lines. And she was saying, "No, I'm supposed to be. I'm a star. Richard brought me down from Oakland." So Rocco, being the kind of brother that Rocco is, Italian brother, and he's been around us, and, we love Rocco. He's been with Richard for a long time. Rocco says, "Stand back. I know these people. I'll handle this." "Madam, fuck you!" She cursed out Rocco. So, meanwhile, the tour for NBC was coming down the hall. A bunch of people from Omaha, Nebraska. And the man was like talking, and over here we have the Freddie Prinze Show. And around the corner here, and as they were coming around the corner, this woman came out, and she was spewing words that I had never heard. And I was born in Norfolk, Virginia, raised in a whorehouse. And I never heard words like this. And she was saying things, I mean, unbelievable things. And Richard was standing there going, first Richard tried to be real nice. Yes, look, so-and-so, you know, I brought you down here. Then after a while, they got into a shouting match that only Richard Pryor could do. And about the time they came out, the man said, and over here, we have the Richard Pryor Show. And this black woman said, and fuck all y'all! And I hope a 7.5 shake NBC's ass in the ground. And the guy didn't miss a beat. He says, and over here we have the Carson Show. Richard, I have never laughed as hard in my life at anything as I have laughed at Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor is responsible for me being up here tonight, being in this town, being in television. In 1969, New Year's Eve, I was a young executroid with DuPont. And I snuck into a place called Mr. Kelly's. You guys don't know that, you young guys, but it was an incredible club in Chicago, Illinois. And I snuck in and got at the bar, and I watched a man who I'd seen on the Ed Sullivan Show, and I knew his albums. The one with the National Geographic cover where he's got the bone in his nose. I love that cover. I still have it. I look at it every now and then and crack up. And I went to see him, and he stood on stage, and he gave birth to himself for about 10 minutes on one leg. And he had everyone mesmerized and laughing to tears. And I said to my first wife, and I said, you know, I want to do that, and I want to do it on this stage. 2 years later, I appeared on that stage, and I've been in show business ever since. Thanks to that man. I love him very much. And I just want to come on, because I don't do comedy anymore. Mitzi told me that that I would never work again in show business, so I don't do comedy. So I don't do comedy anymore, because I don't want to get Mitzi pissed off with me. She'll put me on at 2 a.m. Inside joke for comics that work this way. By the way, if they still do it, black comics at Comedy Store. I haven't been here in 12 years, but I guarantee you at 1 a.m. when everybody's getting ready to leave, they say, all right, now time for our black review. It was me, John Witherspoon, and Paul Mooney at 2 a.m. in the morning. He went, I want to go, and then she's like, one drink minimum. But I just want to say to Richard, man, I love you. Without you, I wouldn't be here, and thank you.
Shit, Tim, man, I love Frank's Place. Remember that, anybody? Frank's Place? Great show. Well, this gentleman is you've seen him. This is a very, very funny comedy on HBO, Dream On. Please welcome Mr. Dorian Williams. Shit, does anyone want to come up here? Oh, here he is. Come on, Dorian. All right.
Wilson. Wilson, goddamn!
All right. Your beef is whoever the illiterate motherfucker was. What does that say?
Wilson.
You spell Wilson W-I-L-L-I-A-M-S?
Okay, well, my fault.
It wasn't me, man.
No, it's cool. Anyway, I don't have any tremendous anecdotes or long stories about me working with him because I haven't, and they asked me to come up here, and I was like, I feel so honored and blessed to be a part of being on this stage right now, because if it wasn't for a brother like Richard Pryor, I would not be here. And my first real recollection of Richard was Which Way Is Up? And I remember the first day that my parents got HBO, and I watched that movie. I snuck and watch that motherfucker. And I saw the love-making scene at the beginning. You know what I'm talking about. And I saw a little bit of titty there. And I was like, oh shit, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. My parents beat my ass. But I got to see the movie. And I love you for it. Thank you for paving the way for the brothers and sisters.
Wilson, I'm sorry, man. I just told that dude back there that reading is fundamental. Hook your ass on phonics, you're right. You look bad, shit. Like we Mexicans ain't got enough problems with goddamn 187. You gotta make things difficult for me. Fine. Laughed on my ass right out of here. Okay, fine. I'm trying to, brother. I am trying. And who are you? You've been heckling every goddamn body up here. Huh? Oh, okay, fine. I guess that was a positive interruption. Apparently my act to a goddamn hall. Appreciate you lots. I'm just kidding, man. I don't know what to say. Shit, you know. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, have you seen an array of stars here tonight? Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, there's a great actor coming up. Please welcome Mr. Jon Voight.
I'm here with my son, and it was when I got this little message we all got that Richard was going to be at this little gathering with Richard. I said, we've got to get down here because this is a very important fella in our business, and my son is a very intelligent 22-year-old fellow. Said right away, yeah, Dad, we got to go see Richard. That's great. I was very honored to be able to come tonight. And I have to say that that in our profession there are some people. There's so many gifted people. All these wonderful people have been up here tonight. So many of you out there, and we have in our business a great array of stars, magnificent talents, all unique, and they've given so much pleasure to me. I built my little career out of the people that I saw when I was a kid. So many people influenced me. And then occasionally we get somebody that comes along that changes a direction or opens a door that many, many people walk through. And I've seen them in my lifetime, and Marlon Brando in the acting profession certainly was one of those people. And Richard Pryor in comedy and acting was one of those people, because he said that you can look at life and you can express the deepest feelings that you have, and you can share them with a whole population of people, and they will understand you. And when he did that, and he went through changes, and then he kept being honest, and then he went through more changes, and then he became the world's greatest, biggest celebrity, and he went through those changes, and he shared every feeling he had. When he was angry, when he was enraged, when he was frightened, when he felt lost, he shared everything with us. We've all lived a big life through Richard Pryor. And when he came on the scene, there was a certain kind of laughter that came on the scene with him. It was a different laughter. It had a very deep presence to it, had a real bite to it. And we were fascinated and shocked that someone could be so raw and honest. Just like I said, when Brando showed us a new way. And we all lived off that for a long time, and we're still living off it. And Richard, today, if you go by his chair as I have tonight, and I came down with my son tonight to do this, to come by Richard, and spend a little time with him, you get something back from it. He's still giving to us. I'm very grateful to be here. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to show this retrospective again for my son. It's wonderful that we have so many pieces from the past, the great artists, the great classic pieces of material from the past. In our age of technology, sure, technology can be used for many, many things. It can be used for lies and nonsense and vulgarity and stupidity, and it can also be used for great insights and high standards and goals, and wherever it is for you. And higher standards. I do want to say, if it can continue on to the generations in the future, it's wonderful to have the masters to look to build your career around. Right. And Richard Pryor is a master. Right.
He's dressed like the priest in The Exorcist. Now, we'd like to bring on a very fine actor who had the privilege, I'm sure, to have performed in a movie called Lady Sings the Blues. Remember that? Yeah. Mr. Sid Melton.
Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a little lost because I don't do a stand-up act, and I can't compete with these wonderful, great comics. I worked here years ago when it was Cyril. I'm here tonight to honor a guy I love very, very much. I did 2 movies with. Lady Sings the Blues was, I think, one of the best things Richard Pryor ever did. People don't realize, I don't do the blue stuff, blue things like, you know, I don't do like dirty words like Marsha Clark, things like that. You remember the names? Nobody remembers the name. Nobody gives a shit. Anyway, we worked on a movie that people don't realize that Richard is a great dramatic actor too. He's a wonderful dramatic actor. This funny man who was an original. Anyway, we got along great, and I close by saying, when I tell people that we were very close, they say, you got along, you were close to Richard Pryor? I said, well, of course I was. A lot of my friends are Jewish. I'm through sorry. You don't have to applaud, you can yawn. And you can thank God down through.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming up to our stage, a very fine comedian and probably is best known for being Iago on Aladdin. Welcome, Gilbert Gottfried. Come on, give it your chest. Keep it going for Gilbert, come on.
Also from Compton. This is an old Compton night. I was from Compton. Everyone up here was from Compton. I can't talk too long because I've got to sit over at the Improv. They just put this together really badly. I'm honoring Pryor over at the Improv too. It's an amazing thing. I think now it's time to just remember all the things that Pryor has done. Ghost Dad, Leonard Part 6, and who can forget his work as Dr. Cliff Huxtable? Particularly the episode where Lisa Bonet needs braces. It's an amazing thing. And the one where Rudy comes comes in and wants to buy a car. I think that's what made me want to go into show business. And his wonderful work with Robert Culp and I Spy. That this wonderful man did, that funny banter when they'd be playing tennis and fighting criminals and oh, when Sheldon Leonard came on as the gangster. Oh, it was a wonderful moment. And when he dressed up in a dress as Geraldine. And for that short time when he called himself Slappy. Oh, when he came on and used to do poems and that rhyme. Oh, that was so good. Oh, and when he was the bartender on the Love Boat. It was so wonderful. Especially when the camera would be on him and he'd go like that. It was just terrific. And the way he organized the Million Man March. It's a wonderful thing that he did. And I don't want to, just confuse the message with the messenger. We got to think of all the wonderful things he said. Like when people mention Hitler to me, I always say, well, let's concentrate on the good. Everyone wants to see the bad part of him. And then who can forget his wonderful work on Saturday Night Live when he goes, baseball been very, very good to me. Oh, he was terrific. He was just, and his defense when he said, if the glove don't fit, you quit. What this wonderful man has done, it's just amazing. It's just an incredible thing. Oh, and I'll tell you, even though he's had a slow slump with his movies, I think he might come back with Vampire in Brooklyn. Because it was loads of fun. It's plastic fangs and street lingo. It's just so many funny things. And then a terrible moment in South Central when he was beaten by those cops. Oh, I just think it was horrible. I thought they were guilty. I do. And I think when this man beat up Reginald Denny, he had every right to. Because he certainly, just consider what he went through. Just consider that. Would you stop? You go outside and consider that for just a second. But now his wonderful work as the band leader on the Jay Leno show, he's just terrific. He's just wonderful on that. And his work as Wheezy on the Jeffersons. Oh, he's so good. And when he was in Cotton Comes to Harlem, boy, I thought I'd fall over. And Buckin' the Preacher, oh, he was wonderful. And Petey Wheatstraw, who could forget his wonderful work in that movie? Oh, boy. And who could forget Born in East LA? Oh, that's another minority group. I never saw that picture. Anyway, it's really, he was the reason I went into show business. I'm talking about Sid Melton. I'm not talking about Pryor. I don't know. I'm sure he's done some good things over the years. I'm not familiar with his work, but I'm sure he's done some terrific things. I wonder if I can get a drink ticket from going on. Anyway, thank you. And Pryor left an hour ago, actually. He wanted nothing to do with this because he wasn't familiar with the name. Okay, good night.
And now I'll bring on the producer of the festival, the Cinematheque. Cinematheque will be showing the collection of films that Pryor has left us, and we pray that he will be with us for many, many years yet to come. I've been praying to all the virgins, even the ones who are suspect. The Lord will heal and preserve them with us. Please welcome Mr. Martin Lewis.
Thank you very much. And first of all, before I say anything else, can we have a huge round of applause for our MC tonight, Mr. Paul Rodriguez. It's my pleasure and privilege to say a few words, and I'll make them as brief as I can, because afterwards I'm not a comedian, so it's very hard to follow all these wonderful performers and actors, but in a few moments we're going to be having somebody really special on stage, and I think you can guess who that's going to be. So there are a few words I'd like to say. I have the pleasure of being on the board of trustees of the American Cinematheque, and I want to tell you a bit about Cinematheque and why we're all here this evening. The Cinematheque, very simply, is an organisation that is dedicated to celebrating the excellence of film and television. And over the course of each year, we put on a series of retrospectives and tributes to different performers, filmmakers, directors, actors, and so on. And we often, one of the things that we tend to do is we like to especially celebrate comedy. In fact, one of the first Cinematheque tributes was actually to the excellence and brilliance of Charlie Chaplin. Sometimes we put on tributes to people who are sadly no longer with us. 3 years ago we put on a tribute to Peter Sellers, and in fact next week Dudley Moore is hosting a tribute we're having to the great British comedian, the late Peter Cook. Thank you. But what gives us a great joy, the biggest joy of all, is when we can celebrate somebody who's still with us, alive, and, as Jennifer Lee can testify, definitely kicking as well. And that is Richard Pryor. Alive, well, and kicking. Last year we put on a festival honouring Monty Python, the 25th anniversary of Monty Python. And I mention that because that's indirectly how we got to doing a tribute to Richard. Whenever we put on a tribute, we tend to go to the people we're honouring and say, hey, who would you like to see at the party the night before we open? Which is one of the reasons, incidentally, you guys are here, because we went to Richard, and Richard had a list of about 700 names that he wanted to invite in, and you are those people. So give yourselves a round of applause for your friends of Richard. We went to the Pythons and said, guys, who would you like to have at your party? And everybody came up with a different list. Cleese wanted Kevin Kline and Jamie Lee Curtis. Of course, Eric Idle wanted the Ruttles and any rock star he could pose next to. Terry Gilliam wanted Lou Wasserman and Sid Sheinberg, for your Brazil fans. And Terry Jones wanted Sharon Stone and Uma Thurman and no one else, for his own personal reasons. But joking aside, the one name that was on everybody's list, they all said the same thing: can you get Richard Pryor there? Because this may be a surprise to some of you, most of you who are not British. I presume there are one or two Americans here tonight. Richard Pryor's fame had spread to England and lots of other parts of the world. And that's the message, really. You see, when we in fact had the party for Monty Python, Richard came along, which was a great thrill for all of us, and there was a bunch of people. There was Steve Martin and Sid Caesar and a lot of comedy greats. You know what? Everyone went to say hi to Richard. The Pythons came down and wanted to hang with Richard. And that's the message, because Richard's comedy is not about being black, not about being American, or coming from the hood, or anything like that. It's about the nature of life, it's about the spirit of life, it's about overcoming adversity, it's about finding things that are tough and finding the humour within those. And that was and is the very special quality of Richard. Over the last 18 months I've got to know Richard, has been trying to teach me the vernacular. Obviously, you can tell I'm slightly British. The festival, he told me to tell you, is going to be, the programming is serious excrement. Sorry, serious shit. I'm sorry, I'm too British, I'm not allowed to say that word. And so therefore we do encourage you to come down and see that. Thank yous. An event like this could not happen without a great deal of support. And we'd like to thank for this party Seagrams, who generously provided a large amount of gin. a large amount of which has been drunk by Rodriguez and myself. This whole festival has happened because of one organisation, the American Cinematheque. They have next to no funds, but year in, year out, every month they put on a tribute to wonderful people such as Richard, and we acknowledge especially Barbara Zicker-Smith, the Executive Director, and my co-producer of this festival, who has worked tirelessly and without whom there would be no festival. Please give him a round of applause, Mr. Dennis Bartok. Only two more names and we're on for the real treat of the evening. This festival also came together because there's a person I met 18 months ago who has stood by Richard. She's also fallen down by Richard. She's done a lot of things next to Richard, and she's the reason that Richard is coming around today and working and performing and giving us all the pleasure and giving himself pleasure. Miss Jennifer Lee. I'm still trying to learn the vernacular. Finally, there's one person, without whom none of us would be here. It's the reason why his fame has transcended, as I say, race, boundaries of geography and everything else, and generation. Richard's comedy speaks to the younger crowd, it speaks to everybody. It's a reason why a white British Jew like myself, a honky, limey, himey, have I got that right? Is thrilled beyond words. This man is I think the word is a maternal copulator. No, sorry, he's a great motherfucker! Please welcome Mr. Richard Pryor!
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No strange to get here and be in a place where people appreciate your shit, and you go, what shit do I talk about? And then you go, you know, because most people think I'm going to do that shit so quick. And I'm here, and I'm thinking about shit from 1980. 1980 was a good year. You know, especially for black people, that's when we were colored. Before we shifted to Negro. No, I don't know what that means, but I figured I'd say that. Shit, slow you up a little bit. Make you get off my ass. You know me, Vern? I'm helpless here. I appreciate that y'all came. Did it cost you money? Well, I want to be honest. Go real.
No.
See? Got free drinks, free sandwiches, and a great big piece of cake. They got to watch 800,000 comics in an hour. What the fuck you want? I'm here because I'm fucked up, you know? I don't mean to be disrespectful to anyone, but as you notice, I have this MS shit. It's some shit that you get when you fuck up. You know, God gave me this because I tried to kill myself. And the guy said, oh, really? You know, God got a funny sense of humor. He said, oh, you want to, here, I'm going to fuck you up for real. You know, fix the bird and said, Zach, you know, that's magic shit. You know, go, wait, God? I was just kidding. God said, yeah, now move the other day. Don't be funny, motherfucker. You know, you gotta talk to God like that, because he's God. You know, there's nothing you can say, except when he busts your ass, you know, you go, well, I guess you're right. And the comics all talk about OJ shit. Don't care about OJ shit, because there is a God. You know what I mean? Don't matter. See, God is tough. He has a way to come to a motherfucker when he's sleeping. God will come to you when you're sleeping and say, they didn't convict you, huh? I got some shit for you. Yeah, everybody tell it. That's what you say, because it ain't you. You know, but I'm scared, man. Because if OJ gets awakening, see, God don't even let me talk. He don't like OJ. He said, shut the fuck up. Awakening? And God come, and what you gonna do? You know, God know everything. So, what you gonna tell him? I didn't do it? I don't think so. All the people you won't tell that to. That's the motherfucker you ain't gonna tell that shit to. I'd say it, God, but I think you're a bad motherfucker. Is it true? He said, look behind you. And you look behind you and you see Satanism up the ass. And this guy goes, how's your ass feel? You know, it's tough. It's tough, man. I'm up here as a comic, and people come to pay tribute. All these motherfucking comics. I don't know one. Paul Mooney, I know. Paul Rodriguez, I know. A little. But it was nice of him to MC this shit. You know? Because he's Spanish and shit. Because he could have come up here and said some Spanish shit that we didn't understand. You know, but got to his homies real cute, like. And that's all that kind of shit, you know? And we'd be like, what'd he say? It's a little late when the motherfucker that said it. I went to Mexico once. In my first marriage, no, my second marriage. I did. I was married, believe it or not, in Peoria, Illinois. That was my first marriage. And I don't know about most men, but I never believed any child was mine. Is that true of most men? You don't believe it's yours? The pussy's so good you go, that can't be my baby. The pussy's too good, I know everybody else done had it. Shit. But these ladies love me. They did. They said they did. I have it on a certificate. The judge looked at it and said, see, that's what it did. How much money you think you got? I said, around $12 million. Oh, really? I love it. Judges take your money and say, give the bitch some money. So, for what? She ain't gonna give nothing to the baby. He said, oh, well, that's the breaks. The fuck break? The kid grow up and say his dad never helped him? Fuck you, judge. That's what you say behind the judge. You don't say that in front of the judge. You be in front of the judge, be, yes, sir. I think I understand you, huh? And I've never seen bitches look so good as in the courtroom. I swear, man, I saw this motherfucker come in. God damn, why did I fucking divorce her? You be going crazy, man. And then after the court, they come over and want to shake your hand and shit. I said, get the fuck away from me. You know, and the lawyer, you know, they get real improper. So don't talk to her. I was like, right, who am I supposed to talk to? You? So, you go there. Don't listen to me. Give the money up, brother. Because they gonna take it. I don't mind them taking money. I don't. Because the pussy was worth the money to me. I'd have given them, if I was a decent person, I'd have given them the money. Myself. You know, but I'm not a decent guy. I just want you to sit on my face. So what the fuck you want from me? I don't know. It's great, man. It's great to see him come back to visit you and shit. Like maybe 3 years after you divorced. They look good on a little motherfucker. And a lady come in and they have the shit on. They didn't wear that kind of shit when you was married. You know, you say, is this pantyhose? She go, no, the stockings, darling. They lift the shit up for you. Say, see? Fuck you, see? I want some business. Well, that's the kind of guy I am. It's amazing. I'm saying this in front of people I don't even know. You know, but I'm a big freak. My father was, I inherited it from Buck. My father, you know, he died fucking. He did, man. He was in bed with 4 women. And his heart went, excuse me. Now what do you do? All you can do is make an ugly ass face or something. Or your heart goes just when you're coming. You know, I say, excuse me, Pop. And every doctor in the world can't do nothing for you. When you kick, doctors come in and do all that shit on you. Fuck that! Put Buck in the ground! He dead! There was more people at his funeral than was at my mother's funeral. So Buck was fucking something. A lot of pretty men too. I said, Buck, I know you're in heaven, but did you fuck that guy? You know, that's what you do. When you're a kid, you know, hey, Dad, you fuck him? Because my father was a heathenist man. He loved people, but he loved to fuck them too. And ain't nobody in the neighborhood that didn't know Buck's dick. I'm sorry to say. Because I saw too many people at the funeral that didn't fucking know him. So they say. And I said, hey Maxine, my dad fucked all these people? And Maxine said, yeah baby, just be glad he ain't fucking you. I'm like, oh mom, wait now. Talking about my dad, right? She said, yeah. I said, what do you mean by that? He ain't fucking me. There ain't no chance he gonna get my asshole. I don't give a fuck how many 14s they got. You know what I mean? There ain't no way I'm gonna let Buck fuck me. And tell. So, Dad, you're up in heaven or wherever you are. I'll see you. Especially that last part, wherever you are. I'm sure I'll pass by there on my way. What's horrible is we die, you don't know where you're going. You know, people say you go to hell and shit. But this is hell. For real. This is hell. Is there any place worse than this motherfucker? Shit, fuck that! This is hell! You know what the hell is because you don't know! There ain't no way you get to know. That's the trick of life. You don't get to know. Some motherfucker. You know, a lot of this to God. You know, a lot of people. But God did this to me, see? So, there you go. Fair exchange is no robbery. Because I'm like y'all. I don't know, but I'm scared of the motherfucker, you know? I am. God come up in here, ow, brighten up and be straight on the motherfucker. Yes, God, I think I understand. See, you understand what I was. Are you God? See, he knows my shit. I don't know. See, I live a life that wasn't supposed to be lived. But I'm here. I'm 54. I'm 54 years old. I'll be 55 December 1st. Shit I was gonna do. And then God gave me this MS to save my life. You know, because if I didn't have this MS, I'd be fucking dead somewhere. Doped out.
That's right.
Damn, Jennifer, give me a break. The only break you get is this, is it. This is kind of, you know, heaven, I get a little piece of it here. Because I love this. All my life I've loved this attention. I am. I've been crazy about it. I've acted a fool for it. I've done tricks for it. I've been like Jack in the Box for it. I love y'all's attention. Because I go home by myself. It's lonelier than a motherfucker. And I got to witness Jennifer Lee is my 4th ex-wife. And she came to take care of my pitiful ass. Show you, motherfucker. Here's something for your ass. I'm gonna send this bitch back and take care of your ass. What do you think of that? What do you say to God? You go, thank you. You know, because it's hard to talk back to God because the motherfucker knows so much stuff. You go, hey, God, I appreciate it. Just don't let him remember anything. Because I treated her bad, and I don't want her to remember because she gets ill. You know, that's sort of like evil. Because ill. And God bless all of you. And I'm a happy guy. Thanks. I love you all.